Team, I want to take this opportunity to address you as we start our return to full capacity. Let me start with thank you. In the face of the pandemic, you've continued to execute your mission essential tasks through telework, through shifts, through team quarantining, through multiple venues and avenues, to include many of you who can't do those mission essential tasks via telework, coming in to the workplace so that our bases were defended, our child development centers were working, our civil engineering, multiple areas that I can't explain them all, capture them all. Thank you very much for what you've done. We execute our wartime mission each and every day, and you have demonstrated that full up as we've faced this pandemic. Now we're going to take another step as we return to full capacity. I want to stress that a return to full capacity, your safety is still critical. It's still our major focal point. It is not to put you at risk, it is to lower the risk of exposure as we bring more people back into the workplace. This return to full capacity is data-driven. It is not calendar-driven. We're going to bring in people in phases, and we're going to do it in measured steps so that we can continue to execute our mission essential tasks. Many of you will continue to telework for the foreseeable future. Some people repairing engines for a B-52 or climbing inside a fuel tank for a C-130. That can't be done via telework, and we got to have those folks come back into the workplace so that we can execute our mission. So we're going to do it in phases. It's going to be data-driven. Risk of exposure is one of the key things that's a player in all the steps we're taking. What steps have we taken? We've looked at the CDC guidelines, and we've worked with our public health professionals, and we've taken things as distancing within the work areas, masks, extra cleaning supplies, more regular cleaning of common areas, change to more shifts. We've taken a myriad of steps to lower the risk of exposure as you return to the workplace. So what should you expect when you come back into the workplace? It is going to be different. You are not going to return to the same workplace that you had before, because we've taken steps and made accommodations to minimize or lower the risk of exposure. Please follow the guidelines. Those have been built. We need you to follow them. Be observant. Look out for each other. This is really important because you need to take care of each other. Whereas before, if I needed to wear safety goggles and I didn't, I ran a risk to myself. With this, you run the risk of infecting many of your coworkers and their families. So we need everybody to be observant and follow the guidelines. Lastly, I need you to stay home if you're sick. This goes against everything that we've always talked about toughing it out and I can get through a sniffle. But in this case with a virus, you run the risk of exposing not only yourself and your family, but you run the risk of exposing your coworkers and their families. And we need to control this and minimize the risk as much as possible. So why are we coming back to work now? Our nation is counting on us. We must research, develop, test, acquire, field, and sustain the latest technologies so that we have an advantage. We also must provide support for all the installations across the United States Air Force. Without us being successful, our Air Force cannot be successful. You execute your wartime mission each and every day, and the nation is counting on us to get that mission done. Thank you again for everything you do each and every day that makes us successful. We are one AFMC, powering the world's greatest Air Force.